Yeah, we're
It's
always
on.
on Discord.
I mean, I don't understand why you guys would do it through a channel, the policy tracking, as opposed to the Excel. Isn't the Excel easier to track? And how do you like?
The channel is much better, because when we go there and we see the dates when there was the policy tracking, and we just add up. And
oh, I see. That's because it's
faster.
better for real time.
Yeah, super much better.
So people can remember, and then you log it all together. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Also, everybody sees it. It's like the office, right?
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, that's why. Okay. Okay, never mind. Got it. I think I just did the policy tracking, and I'm done for today with that.
Yeah.
Now
so like the whole concept of policy tracking is not about getting people in trouble or taking money away from them or anything like that. It's all about learning, and as a team, and basically it's part of our training process. So it's like we expect people to break policies, and it's actually perfectly fine to break policies. We just want people to know when they're breaking the policies. That's really what it comes down to, because then you learn what the policies are, and then you won't break them in the future, or we realize the policies suck and we need to change the policies.
Yep, totally got that part. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very strong educational tool.
Yeah, I think we do probably more training through policy tracking than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
As you sit there and you talk to people for hours and hours, and it's like they don't get it. But then they actually make a mistake, and if you tell them right in that moment to do the policy tracking, right when they make the mistake, they learn. If you tell them a day later or a week later, they don't learn. It's all about in the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Time to pause.
All right. Cool. So next topic is life support. So we're just reviewing this email, right? But it's not just the email, right? It's the email and the scheduling. Wasn't that the whole goal, is to schedule? Because there was this whole, I always thought we were going to include the schedule. Like we had a bunch of criteria for the email, right? We had the criteria for the email, which originally included the schedule, right? And scheduling. So then you took it out again. And so for me, it's just a matter of understanding what's going on with the schedule and the scheduling and getting that all organized.
Yeah, I'm linking now the draft email. Also, we can also finalize the invitees if we want to.
Well, that would come first. So we could do that first if we want.
Okay. All right, let me put a couple of links in.
And follow-up, right? Yeah, we should have some type of follow-up spreadsheet as well.
Yeah, you said we had to create it. We never did. It's still there to do. Invite these live support invitees list public. Then we have the Pinda with the contacts, but this is the list here, line 5.
Okay, this is a little bit more organized. So you have past groups. So let's just get rid of these past groups here. So it's going to create. Oh wait, I can't edit this. Okay, if you can create a new.
Let me share it.
If you can create a new tab and then, put past there.
Okay.
So it says official in program. No, so this is a follow-up list, right? If you're gonna do verification on here, then this would be for follow-up, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe the follow-up we want to do it in the management or the work organizing spreadsheet, or here, yeah.
I don't really care. It's just like, I'm also not sure exactly what these numbers represent. What are these numbers over here in column A?
The number of people: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 11 here.
Well, it just implies that there's like
time for breath.
All right, breath. You want to do the breath?
Yeah, inhale. Exhale. Inhale together. Exhale, relax.
So I would just delete the numbers unless there's like a specific meaning.
No, just to know how many people. That's it. Just
I don't know,
it's
but
just a.
the spreadsheet literally has numbers on it. So
You're right.
you can just take whatever the number is and subtract 1 because there's
Yeah,
one
yeah,
number
yeah.
for the actual row, right? But it also says list of people for org support. So this is support alliance, right? So
Yes, support lines. Live support.
and we have it, and then we have branch, right? Support branch. So in this case, we have org support. Mel is now doing personnel as well. David, org support. David's interested in life support as well, right? Right. Oh, we're saying life support is everything, right? So we're not.
I'm not sure, but
Yes.
he's excited about crypto. I mentioned you guys did some crypto work session, but I think it's more org support for David, but up to him. I think Stacy's definitely life support.
Yeah,
no, but life support is, I mean, it's personnel, right?
Life support. So I just put a column here.
No,
for
I mean,
everyone does life support automatically, right? So then
yeah,
these are additional support branches, right? So additional support branches would be on top of the life support. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. So we have org support, personnel support, org support, personnel choices, personnel support, Mamoon, we could add campaign support, right? Because he is interested in doing that campaign, but I don't know if it's going to be alcohol with it. All right, cool. So that looks all good, right?
Yeah.
So org support.
And who is this BC? I would also add the mail from the other program.
I don't know. I mean, that would also be, Joel and others. I mean, I think we should wait on that. I would even wait on the set and just keep it internal for now.
Yeah, let's do for the
Time for pause.
5-second pause. So should we leave off Bassett for now?
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
So let's just do like one round just with the people who we know are already involved, and then we can branch out from there.
Okay.
Right. And remember, we're gonna, like, within a couple weeks or a month or so, we're gonna have like a landing page and everything's gonna be organized. So right now we're just trying to get scheduled and moving forward with the team.
And what about the decision makers?
Yeah, exactly. We just wait on the decision makers as well.
Okay.
Right. So official in program. So, I mean, I'd say right now we don't have anything official. So that's so then status is fine. Way to contact, that's just gonna be deleted. Oh wait, maybe it's not way to contact, maybe it's who contacts them, or how. Let's say best communications, right? Next steps. That sound good?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically our list and our follow-up spreadsheet. So I'm going to change this Life Support Alliance program, invitees list, and follow up. Right.
So Mel is adding Charles. This is very good. Yeah.
Oh, Charles wants to join?
I feel like we need to, I haven't followed up with him since our last email yet. I just wanted to have something more ready to share with him. So yeah, potentially, but he's he's involved sort of like with Good Cause Group already. So in the past, so yeah, let's invite him. He's pretty chill.
Okay. All right.
I can include it in the email follow-up. So
now
either
we could also make you could say immediate invitees, and then we can have future invitees. So I created another tab with future invitees, and then in list we could have beset. We can have decision makers, et cetera, et cetera. So anyone who's not going to be immediately invited, let's just add them to this list.
Okay, but do you think Charles should be a part of the immediate or no?
I mean, it's up to you. Just like, you just send forward him the invitation if you want.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think he could be immediate. It'll be a part of the follow-up.
So in column G, what I would write here
Time to stretch.
30-second stretch. All right. So what I was saying is that in column G, what I would write is Mel. Mel has communication info. All right. So for Charles, the best communication is through Mel. Does that make sense?
Oh, you're saying like, oh,
okay. We should have everybody's email. We have the contact spreadsheet, so we need to make sure
that it's not necessary.
I'm a little confused too, because like if we have everyone's email, doesn't one person just send an email to all of them? No.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have that though.
I thought.
Yeah, instead of best communication, I would say something contact info, yes or no. The email. I mean, we should have the email. If you're not even, we're not even able to send you the email for the invitation. I mean, you're not interested.
I disagree. Like 99% of if we go public with this, 99% of people who get involved program, we never need their email ever. They're either going to get involved through Twitter or Facebook or some sort of social media, and all they need is the link to the email group, and they get on the email group or where the Discord or wherever the communications is happening, and then they get the updates, and that's it. There's no, like, we don't want to try to collect every single person's individual emails and coordinate all of that. It's just completely unnecessary.
Right, correct. The email group, yeah. So maybe we should do a columns to say if they have joined the email group, because we're gonna send this communication.
Well, that would be the official in program. So if you want to say that there's two separate things, so basically in program question mark on email group question mark. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I mean, because I mean,
the same thing, right? If they're in the program, then they are on the email group. Like, I don't see what the difference is, but we could also say, the third column would be RSVP response.
I mean, but the email group, which is
time to pause.
A second pause. The email group, maybe they're just joining, but it's a public forum, so maybe they're joining, but then they decide not to join any program, or they're still there, and when in 2 years they decide to join, right?
So I'm not sure what your question is. Like, what, like, anyone doesn't have to participate. So I mean, that would be a separate thing. Like, are they active? Like, I just don't really care if they're active or not. So active, you could have a separate thing of whether they're active, but I'm just trying to understand what you're trying to say.
I'm not trying to say that I understand that it's not a criteria to be in the email group. Everybody should be free to communicate the way that they prefer, right?
No, everybody needs to be in a communication group. Like if you want to join the program, you can't just not communicate with us. Like that's definitely not how it works.
No,
So
yeah. I mean, I say anybody should be free to decide which way they want to communicate among the ones that are available for public communication once they join the program.
Yeah. So right now, the only option is email and text group, right? So let's go back to our notes. So options for communications with life support. So currently we have email, Google group, and then we have, group text threads, right? But remember, public org support, this is not our Life Support Alliance group. This is just for the org support.
All right, so
people can join the group that they want to, right? So we could have, list of email groups, right? So this would be one of the email groups. So you have org support, you're going to have life support, you're going to have support alliance, right? Overall. Does that make sense? Right? You can have, and then you could have, right? We could have list of groups, right? So you could have, email group, you could have text group, etc., etc. You could have Facebook group, right? Does that make sense?
Time for breath.
inhale.
Exhale. Inhale together. Exhaling, relax. Then you have like legal support, right? Many different types of support. Do you get what I'm trying to say, or?
Perfect. Yeah, I get it.
So really, what all that matters is just really what we are deciding to have as an option for now. Yeah. And that can also be decided by the participants, right? So if the participants tell us we want to communicate by Facebook, then it's like, okay, great, boom, we create the Facebook. Oh, we want to create by Twitter, or we want to create by WhatsApp, or we want to communicate by Discord. It doesn't matter how they want to communicate. We'll set up the space for them to communicate with us. But for now, what we agree on is that we're definitely going to do email. So we definitely want a minimum of 3 email groups, right? So I would say all 3 of these need to be done. So for example, the email group for org support is done. So we need to make sure we have the other 2 set up. Make those red. Legal support, we have the text group. Ooh, can you get the text groups from the previous
Yeah.
notes?
Yeah. I'm getting it.
So basically what I would like the email to say is like, hi, you're invited to the Life Support Alliance. Under our Life Support Alliance, we currently have 3 options for our active support groups. This includes our overall, update email. If you want to get on that, it's optional. Then you have our life support and or our org support, right? So, or our legal support. We could just, the legal support, actually, let's not offer the legal support, because the legal support is more delicate, to say the least. Okay. And can you also give me the link to the other group too? Just want to put both of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So so for the text group, I don't think we want any of these for now. Although we might want to set up a life support text group for Stacy. Right? Do we want to do that, or
if she joins the program, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can just deal with that afterwards. We don't need to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say we just basically want
time to pause.
5-second pause. So for now, we just and I'm also fine like getting them involved in the program, then figuring out how they want to be involved in the program and kind of going through like a funnel approach too. But for me, if we think about it like a website, do we have a 1 to 2 pager yet for life support?
I don't think so.
Because on the 1 to 2 pager, that's maybe because these are our services. Like when on our 1 to 2 pagers we list the services, right? So the services are, our overall life support communications, our overall life support alliance communications, our life support groups, right? Our org support groups, and then we also have legal support groups. But legal support groups are more complicated because they require lawyers. Right. So to be involved in our legal support, you have to have a lawyer, like Stacy, right? Stacy has a lawyer. So as long as she has a lawyer, we can support her in her legal problems. As soon as she doesn't have a lawyer, it gets very dicey. And there are ways to help people in legal situations without lawyers, but it's like very minimal. And I mean, we could go on and on here. There's at least a dozen different types of support branches under the Life Support Alliance, which is why it's an alliance of support groups. Yeah. So that could be our 1 to 2 pager, right? Our 1 to 2 pager could just have like an introduction, could list all of our services, the different groups, and that basically is going to go directly into the website when we get that done. So that could be a good use of our time, is just getting a 1 to 2 pager set up, and that could also be a link as part of our email. But what I would like, I definitely want to get the criteria for the email. Do we have a management? Or not a management, a worker organizing spreadsheet?
Yeah, it's the management, but we should change the name to working organizing. I would change it. Work organizing, right? Or worker organizing. Here, Jay, I'm linking. Line 32. Line 32.
Okay, cool. Line 32. Lines worker organizing spreadsheet. Oh, I love this worker organizing spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more clear. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? Criteria anywhere? Do you see criteria anywhere or no? Draft email. Oh yeah, this is the one I already looked at before.
Info, we have purpose statement, scope.
But no criteria. Bummer. Oh well. So yeah, that's definitely something that's missing here. Is like we spent a whole bunch of time getting agreement on the criteria for the email, but then it's just gone, right?
Mm.
No,
So the whole idea of doing work is that you get the criteria set up, you go do the work, like the email and everything, and the way you know whether or not the work was done is you go back to the criteria and you check off and make sure everything is met in the goal. So anyways, from here, I would say
we have the criteria for the email in the draft email.
In the email?
Draft email.
I don't see the criteria though.
Draft email tab. Right on top, I created the current criteria.
I don't understand. What am I looking at?
In the draft email tab of the work organizing spreadsheet.
I see the draft email tab, but I don't see the criteria.
Yeah, right at the beginning, there is criteria.
It says the word criteria does not mean that's criteria. That's not criteria. There's no criteria listed.
This is the criteria for the email. It's link the body, explain what it means. Yeah, it's all, they're all together. But let me.
There was like 8 things or 9 things that we had, like somewhere between 7 and 10 criteria points that we all agreed to that were part of our brainstorm and like part of our group, like main session.
Let me see in the sessions.
Anyways, I'm fine rehashing out the criteria, but I think that would be definitely a next step. So in terms of getting organized here, like the main thing is to understanding our goals, right? So I feel like if we really wanted to get organized, first step is having goals, because I'm still a little confused on that. For example, is the goal to, launch the program? Is the goal to just schedule the session? Is the goal to, get organized?
I found it.
Found it?
Yeah. I'm going into line 42. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Exactly. Information about the Life Support Program. Status update about what we're going to do with the program, past, present, and future plans. Formal invitation to the program itself does not require real-time sessions. Options for communications. Oh yeah, this is all the options for communications we were just talking about. Scheduling and scheduling process. So then this is what was not included, and then legal disclaimer and policies. Okay, so I mean, for me,
we have all the schedule process also. Yeah.
Huh?
There's also the schedule process. There's a lot here.
But anyways, the point is that when I read through the criteria and then I read the email, that I feel like there's things that are missing. Also, if you look at line 17, if I was copying to the notes, so I'm going to go down to line 60. It says, to learn more about the program, please visit our website. And then it has the link to the website that, Mel was not very impressed on. Obviously, it's not very exciting. If we literally spent 20 minutes, we could put together a really nice 1 to 2 pager, and then we're good to go. I mean, we could just use the 1 to 2 pager and
Can it just even a Google site is fine too, or a 1 or 2 pager is fine.
I would like to start with the 1 to 2 pager because I feel like it's very important to have a 1 to 2 pager in order to create a good site or website.
Okay, that could be the basis of it. That's fine. Yeah.
Because that's because the 1 to 2 pager is kind of like the criteria for the website.
Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm fine with the old link, but I feel like the old link doesn't have the information that we need, right? Which is like the basics of the program and our services and what is currently going on, which is just not on that particular link.
Yeah.
So anyways, going back to the goals. So for me, if the goal is just to schedule a session, I think we're basically ready to send the email as long as it has the link to the session, right? This is the minimal work, just send link to schedule session, right? If the goal on line 36 is to soft launch the program, we need the 1 to 2 pager. Like this is basically required if we really want to try to actually get organized for the program itself. We need that 1 to 2 pager. If we really want to get organized with the responsibility organizing and a process, then it's all about the and the follow-up, et cetera. So basically, the focus, instead of on the 1 to 2 pager, the focus would be on, how do we follow up? What are the processes? How does it all fit together so that when we scale, it's all very seamless and flows well, And we could also do a landing site just like the recruitment landing site where you have a flow of how you get involved. Are you interested in this? Yes or no? Okay, skip to next thing. Are you interested in legal support? Yes or no? Okay, this is how you do that. Okay, next you skip to that. Okay, are you interested in health support? Yes or no? And then you skip that, So it's just like it helps organize what each person's interested in within the program. So it could be a whole, and then you could have the basic life matrix, how that fits in with everything in terms of people's onboarding. So anyways, like once we get the website set up, it's going to be transformational in terms of how the program is run, and that would be a whole separate thing, which is part of that would be a separate thing, like Umbrella Showcase website launch and getting the pipeline and actual site, website for life support setup, right? So that would be a totally separate goal, So I think it would be helpful to know what our goal is and what we're actually trying to do. Yeah.
Okay. So
because there's really, these are all separate options, there's like, are we doing 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Well, for me, there is two options, really, right? So we either do something internal, so just to address our internal, basically personnel support, right? But if we want to include organizational support, to include potential clients like Charles, for example, and Aaron, and I mean external person that would come for the organizational support, then we need to obviously get organized with the responsibility, and it always goes into the pipeline. So do the plan and then follow the pipeline, right?
Well, but I feel like we could get in a pretty good shape with just the soft launch of the program with the 1 or 2 pager, right? So if Mel was serious about trying to get Charles involved, I feel like, Charles is pretty mellow. He seems, to understand social, disorganization, for organizations that are very social minded, So if we're not perfectly organized, I think it's fine. So just having a 1 or 2 pager might be enough to really present it professionally to Charles for the short term. And then he'll see within a month or two that it'll have a full website, and then he'll get more engaged with it, So, I think that does make sense, that Mel, if you're more interested in just getting something set up for Charles, then maybe option 1 is good, to really get started with the 1 or 2 pager and get that organized before sending the email. But option number 2 obviously is just the internal personnel support.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would do like the internal personnel support, like a test round, right? Also, we go in the session and make sure that I mean, at least internally, there is understanding how the session flow is. What's the difference?
Well, the session flow, we don't do too good with that either way, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that would be option 2. So if we just want to schedule, if our goal is just scheduling the session and getting started internally, then I think we just do the scheduling process, and that line 47 of including the scheduling link and doing the scheduling is essential to do that. Like, I just don't understand why we wouldn't just do that. And if we want to split it up into 2 separate emails, I guess that's fine. But we still need understanding of the scheduling. And then in that case, we need the second email. If we want to do 2 emails, that's fine. But then let's write 2 emails, right? So email 1, invitation to overall program. Email 2, link for scheduling and details of sub program options. Right? So I think that's perfectly fine if we want to just do 2 emails. But then let's make sure that both of those emails are ready, because I don't want to send out the first email without clarity on what the second email is going to be, because there's no point in that. It's like, oh yeah, let's send out this email, get everyone interested, and then for a month or 2 nothing happens, which has happened over and over again. I've been there, done that. I'm over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we want to do the double email, I have no problem with that. But if we just want to do a single email, then it really does need to include the scheduling. Like, does this make sense, or I mean, so I mean, I would just say, like, is there any objection to option 2 on the goals, line 37? Let's just do an internal thing, get us organized for now. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah.
And then we'll get back to like the bigger picture with the pipeline and the 1 to 2 pager and like, you know, organizing it out.
Yeah. So, but would option 2 include chars, potential
Well,
client?
it doesn't really matter. Just it's like Mel can decide that for herself on the fly. Like, you know, none of us have Charles's contact information, which is the way it should be. And then Mel can see how professional everything is and whether or not it's the right timing to invite Charles or not. And then as soon as it feels like we're ready to invite Charles, which may or may not be before I have a 1 pager or whatever, you know, he'll get invited eventually, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just Mel's decision either to invite Charles, because for me there's a big difference, because if we want to invite Charles, then we do everything professionally. We take the time to have at least a website portal on. We have the responsibility organized with everything professionally organized and planned. And we invite Charles and we invite Joel and invite everybody. And we
Right, so the option 2 does not include Charles then, right? Because if you were saying if there's anyone external that you would prefer to wait to invite them, is that correct? And then we just
I don't feel comfortable inviting a potential client with something that we're doing without a proper organization and proper responsibility organizing process steps and following.
Is that good, Mel?
You're right. I don't think I would send it to him because then I don't want it to look disorganized, you know? Especially if there's gonna, he might even be interested in SVG as opposed to org support. Just, you know, so
cool. So anyways, I added him to the future invitees.
Okay, yeah. So if we just do it internal, because one urgent need is like maybe not urgent, but inviting Stacy to it and having it organized for internal, then I guess then it doesn't have to be as polished and as organized. It's helpful anyways for Mamoon's mom or something like that, you know.
Especially for us to make a test round of the session, how it goes, what's working, what's not working. I mean, that's I think would be very beneficial to us to have to schedule it as soon as possible internally, to start getting experience on the session process and everything.
Yeah, there's internal value. So let's just not then not a public, full public launch right now then.
Yeah, I would
think we're saying option 2 and it does not include Charles
and Aaron.
But Aaron was already involved.
Yeah, but then he basically left, right? He canceled. He said he's going other ways. I don't know. I mean,
that's the whole point, is that under our policies we're required to follow up with him, and we didn't. Right? So I feel like that's a super simple thing to do. Hey, Aaron, do you still want to be involved in the program? We just need to officially understand that you're out of the program, or if you want to stay in the program until a future time that you get more active.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
I mean, you're going to do that. What does that mean? You're going to do what?
I'm going to send this communication via email to Aaron.
No, don't. No. Absolutely not. I didn't ask you to send anything to Aaron. I said that why would you remove him from the list? Everybody's going to get the same communication, including Aaron. There's no special communication for Aaron. Right?
I mean, because Aaron is external.
He was in the program. He's internal to the program.
I think what Alberto's saying is like he's not currently active. Everyone on the list is on payroll or in a group thread with us. You know, that includes David. Aaron is the only person on the, I'm looking at the immediate invitees where it's like it might be a curveball, like for him, you know, and we could hold off on him. But
he's the only one who's
No,
been.
I mean, Jay's right. He's in the program, so
The only person who's been interested in life support and org support for years.
Oh, I have no background information on Aaron really, so I don't know. It's up to you guys.
No, you're right, Jay. Yeah, you're right. He's in the program.
I mean, for me, it would be a vote, right? It would be a proposal and vote to the team to remove someone from the program. Like we, as an individual, have no right to just randomly remove people. Right?
Exactly.
If they're in the program, they're in the program. And so if you want to remove them without even communicating with them, that would be probably policy tracking, but it would need to be a vote from the team.
Well, I didn't realize he was in the program already. This looks like us inviting our own team, you know? So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, Jay, you're totally right. Yeah, I mean, this list for me, it's good. If you want to do go number 2 and send the email for setting up a schedule in 1-2 weeks for this list, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, so are we good on option 2, line 37? There's no.
Yeah, just schedule it. You know, and then
But this is not about. Oh yeah, they're just in schedule, exactly. So then on line 68 and 65 and 66, for me, the next question is really like, are we doing a single email or do we want to do 2 emails? So go to line 70. So option 1 is single email. Option 2 is 2 emails.
I would keep it simple for now, just 1 email. Okay.
So single email?
Yeah, 1 single email.
Okay. Is there any objections to doing just a single email?
No, just a single email is probably better.
Okay.
I think we missed the stretch.
Oh, I think we've been going for a while. I think it all turned off again. Let me see here. We are at minute 43. All right. So yeah, we just missed the stretch. So 30-second stretch. All right. That brings us to the email. So do you want me to edit the email and just kind of go through it real quick, or do you want to edit it together, or should we do this later, or what? On the email.
I read the email. It looks good, except it's missing some things.
Well, exactly, it's missing. So, should I just go edit, or should we just all edit it, or?
Let me find it again.
Like I can copy and paste it into our notes.
No, I'm in it. Line 9. I'm in it. Let's just edit it real quick. Yeah, here.
Also, while we're getting organized, I think since it is an email, we should just make it official that emails, invitations, posts, things like that.
Time to pause.
We technically should do it in a doc.
Yeah, it needs to be in a doc. Do you want me to create it? Or you guys want to create it?
I can do it very quickly.
Okay. Okay. I think if there's just a couple minor changes plus that I have. Wait, who wrote this? Jay or Alberto?
No, Joyce, and then I reviewed it a little bit. Who actually?
Not bad. I like it how it ends. It's great. But I swear, like maybe a month ago, we all wrote a different email. for the same purposes.
And I reviewed what Joyce had done.
Okay.
Almost there.
I think the biggest problem with trying to edit within a spreadsheet is that like spreadsheets work fine for like single person things and things that won't need a lot of editing, but when you get into like details, like you can't actually highlight individual words. I don't think.
No, and then it's difficult for the.
Yeah, so you can only highlight the entire sentence or the entire paragraph, which is like really complicated. Like, you know, so if you have concerns or issues, like it's like you have to do a single, like you can't do a single word. So it's like makes it much more difficult.
All right, for the moment, I'm just gonna put it here. Then I'm gonna get it organized here. Okay.
Yeah, you can't. The only way around it is like putting that word in a different color, like, you know, but it's not the same. It needs to be in a Word document.
All right, so here is the link to the doc. Line 82.
Cool. Also, do we have like the actual Support Alliance? Oh, the Support Alliance organizing spreadsheet. Yeah. So the draft email shouldn't even be in the Support Alliance organizing spreadsheet. That is.
Here, I guess I'll copy it over.
Oh, we didn't copy it over yet?
I'll do it.
Yeah, you kind of have to copy like sentence by sentence to make it correct.
So. I can link that, Jay, the life support team doc, right?
I feel like we need a main sheet. Like, shouldn't the Life Support Alliance have a main sheet?
Yeah, we do. There is. I'm gonna link it.
I feel like we've done this before, though. Am I crazy? It was one of the sessions with Moon where we had an email and it was already in a doc and it was totally for life support. Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
That was for the CCC, wasn't it? The CCC email? Yeah.
No, I have it here. I'm opening it right now.
Okay, cool.
Let me see, because maybe we could just merge the two here. This is the link to this document here. Oops. Well, life support email version 1.
So where are you linking this?
Let me make it here.
Invitation doc.
So I mean, I feel like this is a much bigger issue then.
Yeah.
Like, why are we so disorganized that we don't even have the link to our own invitation? Like, what happened?
Wait, what do you mean?
Official invitation to the life support line.
I've been talking to Alberto for this for like at least a week or two, and like he's just sending the link. He's just like, oh yeah, the invitation's in our, in our other thing, and it's just like in this tab, and it's just like obviously that's not the case, and yeah, it's quite the problem.
This would be the invitation, right? For this time we're doing the scheduling, so this is good, but It's like the invitation we would send out to people that are not internal of the program yet.
Well, why does there need to be any difference? I don't see, like, isn't the invitation the invitation? Like, what does it matter?
Here we want to schedule, right? When we do the invitation, we would have 2 emails, right? This would be the second email, because here we don't need to invite anybody. It's all internal, right? It's all people that are already inside the program.
No. Oh my goodness. The whole idea of this process is to know whether someone's in the program or not. They have to join the program. We don't have that information from anybody. Right? Like, let's take Mel, for example. Show me where you can verify that Mel joined the org support program. Do you have that anywhere, Alberto?
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Exactly. That's my point. We have no ability to verify that anyone's in the program. That's the whole problem. The only person who we know is in the program is Aaron.
How do you know that? Yeah.
We have documented emails asking him if he wants to join the org support, him saying yes, him scheduling, and us scheduling and doing multiple sessions with him for org support.
Okay.
So we should make a step back.
What?
Yeah, so we should make a one email with the invitation and already the schedule, yeah, for sure.
Wait,
and
so
make sure that how do we
going back to our notes on line 70 and 72, you're saying that we don't want to do a single email.
No, we do. We can do a single email, but we want to make sure that there is some kind of response for us to know if they're in the program or not in the program.
So, I mean, for me, the primary decision on whether they join the program or not is one, them telling us, but more importantly, them joining one of the email communication groups. Right? So there's 2 types of joining the program. There's joining the program and communicating with us, and the second is being active. Right? So you don't necessarily need to be active in the program to be in the program itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're on the email list, then you're in the program. I think that's the easiest way to verify it, you know? And obviously, if they say they want to be in the program, then we need to follow up with them and get them on the email list or figure out a way to communicate with them. So someone saying they want to be in the program is more important than them just joining the email list, but it certainly, doesn't complete the step.
Yeah, I think it's perfect as a criteria.
But I feel like for me, in terms of going back to our goals again, since we're kind of going backwards instead of forwards, it goes back to just getting organized. Like, I don't know if this is a separate goal or whatever, but goal, get organized, make sure our links, our main sheet, our information, it's all accessible and available. Like, I just think that we're kind of a mess. Like, it doesn't make sense that Mel would have this, and like, wasn't Joyce supposed to be doing this for a while, and then Joyce just like totally dropped the ball, and then Alberto, you haven't had any time to do it. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know how serious people are about really wanting to do this. Also, we could discuss, I mean, I don't know, I would just say, like, we're at time, we need to wrap up, and we need to basically move on. So I would say we make a list of next steps and priorities, like a priorities list to get organized.
I agree.
Let's
take a 5-minute break first. We missed already a break, and we're about to miss a second.
Okay, I'm down for a break. Yeah.
5-minute break, and then I agree. Let's do
5-minute break, but then I do need to get going here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's 9 o'clock. Time to start.
I'm back. Yeah.
Cool.
You said you had to get going. So what's your time? Like what's your, like how much time do you have left, basically? When do you?
I mean, I need to get going. Like, I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes. Like the longest possible would be like this until, our 24-minute segment is over.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Because I just need to get going. Also looks like, oh, here, let me restart this live stream.